Good morning and happy Valentine's Day, everybody, as the dopey person started talking before unmuting herself again. So apparently that's going to be a blooper thing every morning. Let's see who we have in the chat before we get on with all the rest of the show. We have a Viking sandwich wench, a my lovable Thraxguard dragon of the internet. As we go down, we have a Thorn who has made it out of her sleeping schedule. I hope she straightened that out. A Miss T, good morning. A good morning to Mitch the Ripper, for it is a morning. A good morning to Michaela. A morning to Magnus. Don't know what kind of morning he's having. A morning to Penina Chan. Let's see, who else? Anybody else? Oh, Draconith, hello, and good morning, or good afternoon. Good morning, MC. And I'm scrolling down. Anybody else peep in to say hello this morning? We have a Jeep Ronert. Good morning, a hubby. Good morning, hubby. A good morning to a numbskull. And I believe that's everybody who has snuck in. So yes, it is Valentine's Day. So, you know, those men that wait till the last minute are probably struggling around wondering why A, the roses are so fucking expensive, and B, why they can't get a reservation to take their love out to dinner. Well, maybe it's because you waited till the last minute. Who knows, right? Of course, this is one of those commercialized and contrived time of the year, so it doesn't, it's not, how should I put it, compulsory that you follow it. Oh yes, it's also Ash Wednesday. It is that time of the year. Yesterday was Mardi Gras. They're probably still partying in Louisiana. I've never been to a Mardi Gras. Magnus, you don't need reservations at McDonald's. If you're wondering what the puppers is doing, he is eating his breakfast. So if you hear any kind of crunching sounds, that's him having his kibble. Yep, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras. Yeah, we don't celebrate Hallmark. Exactly. All right, so the first tweet of the morning comes to us from the U.S. mission to NATO. The schedule of events are the ministerials. There was one ministerial I actually recorded and took a look at. That was the ministerial where North Korea was trying to get everybody to recognize them as a nuclear power, which wasn't going to happen. And all the coalitions of the NATO countries, the representatives therefore were saying, no, we're not going to recognize you, and giving the reasons why. So those ministerials can be rather interesting to listen to, and they can be rather long-winded. But if you pay attention to the ministerials, they, every once in a while, they very diplomatically shit-talk each other, which is kind of fun to hear. And we have our own Rex Tillerson this morning during a press availability in Jordan. Secretary Tillerson emphasized the strength of U.S.-Jordan relations and our partnership in the region, highlighting that the new 5-year MCU for Bilateral Assistance Program recognizes the importance of the U.S.-Jordan relationship. So they're still trying to strengthen that particular relationship there. Israel, good morning, Hellbound. I don't know how I missed you. I know I saw you earlier. Israel is one of our most long-standing allies. Obama tried to shake that with the bullshit he was trying to pull, trying to revert the lines, the border lines back to pre-1967, which would have effectively cut the country in two. But Obama, to me, was never that great of a politician. He was a great speaker, so long as he had a teleprompter. You could always tell when he was ad-libbing, because he kind of stumbled here and there and everywhere. But then again, Tweet number 3. Today, Secretary Tillerson announced additional assistance to support stabilization and recovery initiatives in liberated areas of Syria. Read the Secretary's remarks at the Global Coalition to Defeat ISIS Ministerial. And that happened today. I'm going to read a little bit of that. I'm covering that story about the EBT. Good morning, Neil, today as well. We're going to be covering that just a titch bit. So, first order of business. Whoops, gotta flip this over. Alright, there we go. Opening remarks, but we're going to skip down to what Tillerson said. and read a little bit of that. Let me see. Secretary Tillerson, good morning and thank you, Excellencies, Minister Al-Shabaab, for welcoming me today, and I want to also greet Excellencies, colleagues, and friends of the coalition. I appreciate the opportunity to address you. It's a long-winded way of saying hello, but there you have it. It has been approximately 3.5 years since the global coalition began its effort to defeat ISIS. At the time we started our efforts, ISIS-Daesh was thriving. Today, ISIS-Daesh is failed. Approximately 98% of the territory once held by ISIS in Iraq and Syria has been liberated. Approximately 3.2 million Syrians and 4.5 million Iraqis have been free from the tyranny of ISIS. Over 3.2 million internally displaced Iraqis are now back home. ISIS leadership, online presence, and global network are under more pressure than ever. But the end of major combat operations does not mean that we have achieved the enduring defeat of ISIS. ISIS remains a serious threat to the stability of the region, our homelands, and other parts. Hello, Traname! And other parts of the globe without continued attention on the part of coalition members. We seek the return of extremist groups. We risk the return of extremist groups like ISIS in liberated areas in Iraq and Syria and their spread to new locations. Each of us must continue our commitment to the complete defeat of ISIS. Maintaining stabilization initiatives is essential in this regard. If communities in Iraq and Syria cannot return to normal life, we risk the return of conditions that allowed ISIS to take control and vast territory. We must continue to clear unexploded remnants of war left behind by ISIS, enable hospitals to reopen, restore water and electricity services, and get boys and girls back in school. So, that is part of it. The rest of it, as always, is linked down below. Now, I know I teased you guys with a little bit, might be based on the Obama thing a little. Yeah, might be. I'm going to be doing some research to that, so that's probably going to be Coffee Talk for this Friday, is going to do the budget, the changes, and some of the more detailed changes in there. And yes, I teased you guys with YouTube news, so let's go ahead and go with YouTube news, because I can't talk. Straight from the creator blog, Preventing Harm to the Broader YouTube Community. This came out February 9th, so it's about 5 days old. Some people have covered it, but it's gotten swept under the rug. Some people have sort of glanced over it and not done much about it. So we're going to cover it before we actually go into the world news, U.S. news, and politics. Recently, we faced situations where the egregious actions of a handful of YouTubers harmed the reputation of the broader creator community among advertisers, the media industry, and most importantly, the general public. In light of this behavior and our commitment to tighten our policies and communicate them more quickly and transparently, yeah right, transparent my ass, we're introducing new consequences to apply in the rare event when one's creator's actions harm the entire community. They should just harm that one creator, not the entire fucking community. Quit bitch slapping everybody for what a few stupid people do. They just haven't gotten this yet. How to prevent harm to the broader YT community. Powers that be at YT, stop being assholes. Exactly, Mitch. When one creator does something particularly blatant, like conducts a heinous prank where people are traumatized, promotes violence or hate toward a group, demonstrates cruelty, or sensationalizes the pain of others in an attempt to gain views or subscribers, it can cause lasting damage to the community, including viewers, creators, and the outside world. That damage can have real-world consequences, not only to users, but also to other creators, bullshit, leading to missed creative opportunities, bullshit, lost revenue, bullshit, and serious harm to your livelihoods, bullshit. That's why it's critical to ensure the actions of a few don't impact the 99.9% of you who use your channels to connect with your fans and build your thriving business. First of all, if you just punish those few people who fuck up, and leave the rest of the community alone, it wouldn't have an impact. But when you take people like, it wasn't Lily Pons, it was Taylor Mongeau, the Mongeau woman, and what's his butt? Yeah, make it and Logan Paul, Mongeau and Logan Paul. You know, about people who are dead and just, you know, you keep, whether it's faked or real or whatever, it doesn't matter. You don't put that shit on there. But you just Punish them. Not the rest of the community, just them, and we wouldn't have this fucking problem. Tana Mongeau did the same thing. She actually posted a story time vlog where her friend found a dead guy in a bathroom, and they literally put on film the dead guy in the bathroom. So, we've long had a set of community guidelines that act as rules, vague rules, for the road for what creators can share on our platform, and a set of ad-friendly guidelines for what they can monetize. We also have a system of strikes we use to enforce those guidelines, which can ultimately result in a channel's termination. Yeah, because, you know, that happens with the strikes and shit, and because of your other crap with, you know, regressive left people not liking a channel, so trying to strike it down. Hello. But in very rare instances, we need a broader set of tools, no we don't, at our disposal that can be used more quickly and effectively than the current system of guidelines and strikes. In other words, more ban hammers. Today we are outlining additional steps we may take beyond our current strike systems, and don't forget limited state, when channels upload videos that result in widespread harm to our community of creators, viewers, and advertisers. Good afternoon, Omegon. Number 1, premium monetization programs, promotion and content development partnerships. We may remove a channel from Google Preferred and also suspend, cancel, or remove a creator's YouTube original. 2, monetization and creator support privileges. We may suspend a channel's ability to serve ads, ability to earn revenue, and potentially remove a channel from the YouTube Partner Program, including creator support and access to our YouTube Spaces. 3, video recommendations. We may remove a channel's eligibility to be recommended on YouTube, such as appearing on our homepage, trending tab, or watch next. Thrax Sablescale says, Susan apparently said Logan is a good boy. I think Susan has a thing for Logan. Hey, Callie, good morning. So, on top of limited state, there's that. In the past, we felt our responses to some of these situations were slow. No shit. Slower than molasses flowing out of a tree in January slow. And didn't always address our broader community's concerns. Our ultimate goal here is to streamline our response so we can make better, faster decisions and communicate them clearly. Triname, they won't even let me into monetization, and I was so damn close. I know, right? We believe strongly in the freedom of expression. Bullshit. 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 And we know that the overwhelming majority of you follow the guidelines and understand that you are part of a large, influential, and interconnected community. But we also know that we have a responsibility to protect the entire community of creators, viewers, and advertisers from these rare but often damaging situations. Oh, good fucking Lord. Let's sanitize YouTube, that way nobody gets their fee-fees hurt. We expect to issue these new consequences only in a rare handful of egregious cases, but hope they will help us prevent the actions of a few from harming the broader community. They would if you would just punish the few. Not look at the few and decide the many need to be punished. They're not learning their lesson here. They're not learning the grand scheme of things. Just punish those few that fuck up, not everybody else. I don't know what he is. I really don't care about Logan Paul. To me, he's an overly entitled young person that thinks he can do anything and get away with everything. That's me. Morning, No Name. We're all one, but some are more equal than others. Exactly, No Name. Exactamundo. I think Susan wants to make Aryan babies with Logan. No Name. The need to punish the many outweighs the need to punish the few. Or the one. I know where you were going with that. Or the one. Right? No, Logan should not have been let back in. I completely agree. But then again, that would have been censoring. So, they're walking this really weird oxymoronic line of wanting free speech and then, like, censoring pieces of it. Which isn't exactly free speech in its truest form. But it's like, oh yeah, we're for free speech. But you can't say this, you can't do this, you can't show this, you can't promote this, you can't talk about this. you can't play this, you can't display that. And it's like, okay, then it's not, free speech. Miss T, my fifis are hurt over them always changing the guidelines and unsubbing people. The glitch that's quote-unquote not a glitch. Exactly. Last night, our own Penina, that hangs out in the live chat, beat Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, but however, apparently she didn't do it quite right because she got fired from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria because she didn't make them enough money or something. Apparently there are 5 or 6 different endings to this. I am going to be working on the About section of my website, which will finish the bare bones portion of the website, leaving me to tinker with the other parts after the move. This is putting off any monthly PayPal subscription tiers. Do you need a lozenge? No, I have plenty. Thanks, Who Flung Poo. So, yep. That's once the About section is done, the bare bones will be done, so the rest of it's going to wait till after the move. As far as the move is concerned, I talked to the garage yesterday. They do have financing options in order to fix the $3,000 worth of a transmission rebuild that will get me on the road and towards Texas. When that happens and everything is packed, I will be doing Twitter updates as well as updates in Discord to let my friends in Discord and Twitter and those who watch me on YouTube know where I am, where I have stopped. Don't be surprised if it's every few hours because I'm going to have a dog in the car. It is a 16-hour trip from where I am to where I'm going in Texas. So about 8 hours in, I'm probably going to get a hotel room for the night. Which means I'll probably be running off a tablet. When I get to Texas, I am going to be staying in a weekly efficiency hotel that has Wi-Fi. So I am going to make sure I'll be able to unpack the beast and do try and do a couple of broadcasts from there while I am looking for rental places. So I'm crossing my fingers there. But in order to find these rental places, there will be no coffee talk. So I can actually focus on the move and actually finding a permanent residence. Because, even though weekly efficiency hotels are a good idea, them fuckers can add up after a while. Take pictures of cool stuff on the drive, please. I will. Most definitely. Because I'll be going from Atlanta, Georgia to somewhere in Dallas, Texas. So I'm going to be passing through Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Good luck and find one place quickly. Yep, just keep an eye out on Twitter. And I will, on Twitter is where I will announce it on here as well, the date that I'm actually going to be leaving here. Hallelujah. And going west. So there'll probably be a pre-packing party stream on the day that I am packing so I can pack and GTFO out of this roach-infested shithole. I will be so happy. Alright, now that we have gotten through that part, let's get right into the news. And I know I just frickin' sounded like somebody, but I do not care. Roll the intro! Alright, as always, this is your low-budget weather girl with a National Service weather report. Here we go. Short-range forecast discussion for February 14th, 2018. Strong cold front will bring substantially colder temperatures in its wake from north to south through the remainder of the work week. You people up north need to keep your cold weather to yourself, because I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. I don't need to freeze my behind off. Flooding rainfall possible from the Ohio Valley into portions of southwestern Pennsylvania for the second half of Thursday. So you people in Pennsylvania, start putting out an APB for NOAA. I hear he's got some killer boat building tips. Beneficial rain and snow for parts of the west. I love how they say beneficial when nobody likes to freaking drive through the snow, much less see the snow or be out in the snow. unless you're a kid. A strong cold front currently stretching east to west across southern Canada will reach Montana and North Dakota this evening, bringing light snow, a shot of much colder temperatures. Today's high temperatures across the northern central U.S. are expected to be near about 10 degrees above mid-February averages, so a little warmer than normal. But on Thursday, highs could fall to 20 to 30 degrees below average for the reason. So you're going to go from unseasonably warm to I am freezing my nuts off. Just, be prepared for that. The cold front will continue south and east on Thursday, but locations ahead of the boundary will sour? I think that's a typo. Into the 60s and 70s for many locations from the southern and central plains to the mid-Atlantic coast. By Friday, though, folks from Texas to the middle Mississippi Valley will see high temperatures 20 to 40 degrees colder compared to Thursday. In other words, you're going to be going from this is nice to holy crap, it's cold. The warm air ahead of the cold front will also allow modified moisture from the Gulf of Mexico to flow northward, helping in the production of scattered showers today from the Arklatex to the Appalachians. A second round of heavier rainfall is expected to develop on Thursday afternoon across portions of the Ohio Valley into southwestern Pennsylvania and West Virginia, some of which could cause flooding, given 2-day rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches are expected on average through Friday morning. Don't forget your boats, your arm floaties, and remember how to, swim. And if you see a really deep puddle, don't be stupid and try and drive through it. There are plenty of stupid people out there. Let them do it first so you can get out of your car, point to the car, and laugh at them. Across the western U.S., a series of upper-level disturbances will allow much of the region to remain unsettled through the rest of the week. Temperatures along and west of the Continental Divide will be near to average warmth seen over the past couple of weeks. These systems are not expected to produce widespread heavy precipitation, but lower elevation rain and mountain snow should help to put a slight dent in widespread drought conditions currently in place over the southwest and portions of the southern Great Basin. Yeah, lots of rain and snow through April, and then by August, everybody's in drought conditions. All right, so here we go. Starting with the east, because east is best. Until I move west, then west is best. We have temperatures anywhere from 33 to 53 coming from Maine down to Pennsylvania. Starting from West Virginia on down to Miami, we have highs of 59 all the way down to 82. Damn you people in Florida with your unseasonably warm weather. You need to share that shit. Seriously. Damn. Let's see here. All going across west, we have temperatures in the 60s and 70s going into Texas, while mid-north has temperatures into 40s and 30s, but in the positive. So you're not freezing your nuts off, you're just slightly freezing your nuts off. Or, the witch's titty in a brass bra thing. We have cooler temperatures in the 30s over here in Idaho, going on to Oregon and Washington. You have a mixture of weather over here in California, which means where you're not freezing your butt down south, you are probably getting chilly as the further you go north. And then you have Nevada and New Mexico and all these people over here in the 40s and 50s as well. So, now it's just bitter cold. So, that is your amateur weather forecast from your friendly neighborhood news chick, because I have got no clue what I'm doing. I'm just reading the shit. And at least, Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can open this up. Your connection is not private. Why you mean this night? What? The fuck? I'm trying to see the map, and you're telling me that you're the one having the blooper this time. I want to see the map. My connection is not private. Okay, screw you. Because they can't see this. It's not big enough, which is why I usually did a screen cap. Let me see if I can zoom in and show you guys what's going on here. The white stuff is snow. The white stuff is snow that's expected to be all over here in this region again, and some over here in Michigan, but not over here in Wisconsin. So, and then you've got rains and thunderstorms over here coming from the eastern part of Texas, reaching up into Ohio and West Virginia and a little bit of Pennsylvania. So, Well, oh, that's Washington, D.C. Okay, yeah, my geography sucks. And then we've got rain over here and up here as well. So please be on the lookout for that. There's a continue anyway. Oh, that's okay. It's just, that's just an SSL issue. Okay. So yeah, I just zoomed in on it. So there's your particular forecast. I hope you guys like these amateur weather forecasts. I have no clue what I'm doing. So I'm trying to make weather like as entertaining as possible because it can be boring as hell. Alright, so the first news story of the morning. And let me see here. Apparently. Bick, there we are. Blip, blip. Alright. My own Hellbound in the chat brought this to my attention this morning. And we are going to read a little further into this. Get good, scrub. I'm trying to get good, but I am not a meteorologist. You gotta go to school for that shit. Trump wants boxes to replace EBT cards? SNAP, or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, has been under scrutiny for years. The Trump administration wants to overhaul the program by proposing half of the benefits come in the form of a USDA foods package if you receive a minimum of $90 in SNAP. The box would include shelf-stable milk, ready-to-eat cereals, pasta, peanut butter, beans, and canned fruits and vegetables. The proposal is part of the budget request for fiscal year 2019. The administration believes this is a more cost-effective approach with no loss in food benefits to participants. This is not the only change proposed, and all the changes put together will cut the program by 30% or $213 billion over those years. The USDA believes that state governments can distribute the foods cheaper than recipients would buy them at the grocery stores and other food outlets. Though this would reduce the program's cost $129 billion over the next 10 years alone. But this does leave out those on the program who suffer allergies. Joel Berg, CEO of Hunger Free America, has been quoted as saying they have managed to propose nearly the impossible, taking over $200 billion worth of food from low-income Americans while increasing bureaucracy and reducing choices. He defends the current way SNAP works, calling it a free market model that allows the recipients choices on where to shop, and says Trump's proposal is a far more intrusive big government answer. They think a bureaucrat in D.C. is better at picking out what your family needs than you are. If the proposal goes through, it is not clear how these boxes will be delivered to recipients. Other opponents of the idea say it would be a logistical nightmare. Others believe it will further stigmatize people who are on the program. My food stamps went from $300 to $50 once I got a part-time job. Yep. Yeah, peanut, yep. Where's my warm weather? How's that cost effective? If I buy those things, nobody is paid to buy them for me. Yeah, because people bought shrimp at one time. Well, I mean, it's not only that. I was on food stamps, okay? And I see two sides to this. I see what they're doing. And a lot of people have, the mentality of, all right, they're taking our taxes in order to fund this food stamp program, okay? So they shouldn't have a choice as to what they can buy. And when they say that, some people are bitching about the seafood, the shrimp, and the lobster, and other people are bitching about having to go to grocery stores and witnessing people on food stamps loading up their shopping carts on potato chips, dip, candy, soda, junk food. And I can kind of see why they would want a little bit of it regulated and a little more restrictions as far as them not being able to waste money on junk food when, the food stamp program is supposed to be supplemental and not replace your entire food bill. A lot of people, Ronan's sister used to try and buy an entire month's worth of groceries on her food stamps. And she would kind of complain if prices would go up or her food stamps would get cut because that's less money, that's less food for the month. The food stamp card is not supposed to replace your monthly food bill. It's supposed to alleviate some of the financial budget constraints that people have when buying food. That's why it's called supplemental and not a food stamp, this is your food for the month card. Okay? This sort of program kind of harkens back to when I was growing up. Every summer when I would go down to Miami to visit my grandparents, and you could get government cheese, you could get government peanut butter, government food. You would go to these offices and they would distribute the cheese, the peanut butter, the powdered milk, that kind of stuff. So this isn't a new idea. He just wants to implement it in a different way. Okay? Mitch, don't forget the shadow market. Buy food on Snap, sell for cash, buy whatever. Exactly. It's much like the old triangle trade. Government probably cheese. Yeah, probably cheese. Let me see. So screw with the system abusers, not me. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to crack down on these system abusers, these people that, sell their food stamps in order to get money for them to buy, the stuff that they are not allowed on the food stamp card. Okay? Yeah, there's always going to be a shadow market. By providing mainly grains and canned foods, mostly non-perishable items, you're not taking into consideration that these people that you are distributing these boxers to, old MREs rejected by soldiers, you're not taking into consideration when you distribute these boxes anybody having food allergies, because celiac disease is a thing. Peanut allergies are a thing. Being lactose intolerant is a thing. And most of these boxes tend to have grain heavy, dairy heavy, nut heavy things in the boxes that people with allergies can't partake in anyway. Okay? So I can see the down sense there. Gluten allergy, yep, that's the celiac disease I was talking about, and gluten intolerance. Because there are some people that can't do that. I mean, we got to be realistic here. So when you're putting mostly grains in a box, celiacs affect less than 1% of the population. Yeah, I know. So are you going to take these people that suffer from celiac disease and say, well, if you give me a doctor's certificate, we will make changes to your box that'll make it more allergy friendly? Weren't food stamps in the past for specific goods? They still are for specific goods. Hi. You cannot buy hot foods, hot pre-prepared foods on food stamps. You can't. Oh. Holy shit, I did not know that. Wow. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. Trainer May says, the worst part of this boxed food crap is going to be the removal of taking care of myself. If I don't feel like a complete failure, I'm more likely to keep pushing to get off the program. Well, it's, to me, the welfare program only works half-assed. Okay? If you look at it a certain sense, Ronan and I were on food stamps for a while. As soon as we got a car, they told us we had to get rid of the car in order to continue qualifying for food stamps. I'll let that one sink in. Okay? So, in a sense, if you want to look at it from that particular piece of anecdotal evidence, the system is designed to keep you in the system. Morning, Sir Wolfie. If they really wanted to help you get out of the system, then The government should offer training programs. Not, oh, we have a training program, and then hand you here's some federal aid that you can do to go to local community colleges to blah, 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 on, so on and so forth. Give these people, in order to help them to get out of their particular positions, give them the tools they need to manage their money better. Because a lot of these people, and I'm not saying all, hashtag not all, a lot of these people that are on these government assistance programs do not manage their money effectively. Okay? Tranimate girl, the system does need fixing, but boxes aren't the way. Well, boxes, like I said, boxes aren't new. Back in the 70s, the government gave out government quote-unquote cheese, peanut butter, and powdered milk. So it's not the first time the government has given out food. But it does read you. It is kind of saying, if you look at it from a certain degree, since you can't seem to pick out food yourself, here's a box. Go home and eat. Hello, Atlas. Speaking of asses here, I'm trying to pay the stream a visit as I go on 20 hours awake. Go to sleep, Atlas. Let me see. The Batman. If you are not given a positive incentive to manage your money efficiently, you won't learn how to. People need to be sat down and taught how to manage their money that are having a problem in that area. That's the abuse of the system that they're trying to address, but they're not going about it in a very good way. Because even if they distributed these boxes, these people can turn around and sell these boxes off. So it still doesn't solve the problem of getting rid of people abusing the system. I mean, they went from food stamps to the card because people would literally stand around outside of stores and sell the paper food stamps for cash money so they could go in and buy cigarettes and booze and so on and so forth. It's not like they're not doing that now on the plastic card. They're doing the same thing. They're just lending the card out, so people can get their food in exchange for cash. So it's the change. The only thing that's changed is the medium in which the food stamps are conveyed. and that's about it. We could probably have it. Like I said, this Friday, we're going to go deeper into the 2019 fiscal year budget. And we're also going to go into the immigration issue. So it may be a longer coffee talk than normal, but I want to be able to get down to the bottom of how he's changing some of these plans and how he's cutting and why he may be cutting funding for some of these plans. So that's going to be a coffee talk for Friday. So if there are a few of you out there that would like to be on the panel, I'm hoping Hard Bastard can be on that one. We shall see. Next story. Allies push for victory in Syria. New fronts have opened in Syria as President Assad and allies push to claim victory over the fight against ISIS. Large parts of the country have been made stable, but clashes have broken out in other parts with new vigor, which has led to the deaths and wounding of hundreds more. The U.S., Turkey, and Israel have doubled their efforts to help in the fight. Here's a list of what has happened so far. And this is just a short list because this was a long-ass article. Al-Qaeda-affiliated rebels have been able to shoot down a Russian jet. Kurdish fighters felled a Turkish helicopter. Israel shot down an Iranian drone, and the Syrian army shot down an Israeli F-16, all within the past week. While that was going on, joint Russians and Syrians in an air campaign killed many of the rebel-held enclaves of eastern Ghouta, which are suspected to be civilians, and Syria has once again been accused of using toxic agents against their opponents. The list goes on. I would have to do an entire blog post on those. Neilk. The boxes are clearly supposed to be supplemental rather than your entire food set, given they can't contain anything that perishes quickly or without cooling. Exactly. And they do stipulate that there aren't any fresh foods. Thorn. Rounded diet? What? You eat gruel and like it. Well, see, a lot of these people are under the wrong impression that SNAP is supposed to be your monthly food bill. It's not. It's not. It's supposed to help you get the food you need, but it's not supposed to replace your food bill. Let me see. Yeah, who needs healthy food? I don't enjoy salad every once in a while. I don't enjoy veggies and fruit. No. Yeah. Mariel. Good afternoon, Mariel. Hello, peeps and peepettes. Rotten Beast, a.k.a. Atlas. I get EBT, but we got the boxes for a while, too. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing new. These, the pre-prepped food boxes and stuff is nothing new at all. Alright, so I am going to... Yep. Second judge blocks... Where the heck... Oh, did I not put the... That's Syria. Alright, second judge blocks Trump administration. There was a picture here, but... Oh, well. I lost it somewhere. And we scroll. DACA blocked from being ended by second judge. U.S. District Judge Nicholas Garofis from Brooklyn ruled the deferred action for childhood arrivals will not end in March like the Trump administration has planned. This is very much like in January when U.S. District Judge William Alsup in San Francisco ruled DACA must stay as long as litigation and negotiations continue. The Trump administration has been ordered to process DACA renewals on the same terms on which they have been set before Trump took office. DACA came into being as law under the Obama era when he circumvented Congress, thus going around the checks and balances put in place to protect children who were brought here illegally by their parents from other countries, and it was created in 2012. So we still have DACA problems. I remember ramen with pre-cooked chicken breasts, only dinner. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, under what right can the judge decide that a program to ignore the law has to continue? That's insane. See, I completely agree because it does go against the amendments set forth in the Constitution. Or, as Mitch would say, it goes in the face of due process. Okay, because the amendment itself, 14, does not cover DACA because it's not supposed to cover illegal aliens being in the country illegally. And a lot of people don't want to see this, and a lot of people are like, no, we don't want to hear about this, we don't want to hear about that. And that's the problem. Alright, I'm going to have to mute myself, otherwise this next bit is going to, echo. This is how they promote lawlessness, exactly. So I'm going to unmute. Where the hell's the video? Oh, there's the video.
Ammo, will we see a new president as a head of South Africa before the end of the week?
Yes, it seems quite likely that we will see someone else, someone completely new, set to be the head of the presidency in South Africa. The ANC caucus made an announcement today saying that they will support the motion of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma, which they will propose to be held on Thursday. They are hoping that once that has been concluded, a new president can be sworn in by the Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court as early as Thursday, and possibly even we may have the new president who they want to be the Deputy President, Cyril Ramaphosa, addressing the nation on Friday.
Alma, how messy can this get if Jacob Zuma doesn't want to leave?
Well, it's already gotten quite messy, to be honest with you. We have here one man who's literally held an organization like the ruling African National Congress down on its knees, asking him to please resign. He's, of course, declined. We're not sure as to whether he's responded to the ANC's decision to recall him from the presidency and to have him ousted as the head of state. What we are anticipating is that he may brief the nation or at least hold a press briefing before the end of this week. However, the ANC has made it very clear that business will continue whether or not he resigns. They want him to be removed from the presidency, and they are taking the necessary steps to ensure that happens before the end of the week.
So that's what's going on in South Africa. He has declined, which means there's going to be a no confidence vote that's going to happen on Thursday. That's why the push is for amnesty rather than the normal citizenship process. Yeah, they want the votes. Yep. Yeah. Asylum seekers literally have to ask for asylum from a war-torn country they are fleeing from in order to enter the United States. The United States has never minded giving amnesty to true refugees. True refugees being the word there. Casual Cali. But I'm moving to Mexico many years from now, so I stopped caring about most of it. Well, you know. There are work visas you can come under. Trump also wants to overhaul the immigration system and go from blockchain immigration to merit-based immigration. They can work here in the United States under work visas, provided they, you know, heed the renewals for those and seek citizenship in the United States to continue being here and become legal citizens. Yeah, most of them are not true refugees. I completely agree, Batman. That's why I made the stipulation of true refugees. Let's see here. Why not give them an opportunity to apply for citizenship, and if they won't, they have to go? I completely agree. I don't see a problem with that, Miss T. They do need to work on the test. I know Americans who won't pass it. Well, there are people who pass that naturalization test that know more about how our government works than our own American-born citizens. So I completely agree. Neil, when I compare what my uncle went through to keep his wife's marriage visa valid, they literally had to be interviewed separately and were asked questions about what they did in bed to prove. Oh, yeah, to prove it wasn't a token wedding. I completely agree. Because you do have that here, too. You have people, you know, getting married, token weddings, in order for the person to gain citizenship. The Batman. And as to sending them back to where they came from, they don't. They are deported to the most available safe country that will take them, hellbound. Plus, they will probably throw in that story that I brought up in one of the discourse from Democracy Now! About that woman who came here illegally but died when she was deported. Well, I mean, it's not... what happens when they're deported is not our concern. And I know I sound like a cold-hearted bitch when I say that, but if you come here illegally, if you don't come here under work visas or study visas, or even visas to, you know, visit the United States, because there are 15 and 30, I think even 45 and 60-day visitors visas. I had a grand aunt that would come under 15 and 30-day visas from Cuba to visit the United States. So there are legal ways to visit and work here as well as be a student here. The problem is a lot of these people come, or some of these people come, not a lot, but some of these people come under work and study visas, allow them to expire, and then ghost in the system. In other words, you never find them again, making them illegal, and they work in this country illegally. So, you know, there are lots of ways that they're abusing the system. A lot of ways that they're abusing the system. What version of your national anthem? Alright, here we go.
And just one more thing. On your trip back, I'd like you to take the time to learn the Babylon 5 mantra. Ivanova is always right. I will listen to Ivanova. I will not ignore Ivanova's recommendations. Ivanova is God. And, if this ever happens again, Ivanova will personally rip your lungs out. Babylon Control out. Civilians. Just kidding about that God part. No offense.
I gotta get used to unmuting myself because there's an echo otherwise. Okay, my most favorite manic movie reviewer, Jeremy Jahns, reviews the Black Panther. And he goes a little bit in depth in these six minutes. He's really good with these short little reviews. He covers a lot of ground in these reviews. He does it manically, but in an easy to follow manner. So there's that one there. Second recommendation is Omegon. The Labour Party are discriminatory and sexist. He goes through what they have done in order to prove the fact that they are being discriminatory and sexist. It is 10.5 minutes, but it's 10.5 minutes well spent. So don't forget Omegon's video. Next one on the list is Some Dumb American with Black Panther for Best Picture. She reads an article talking about the movie, and she keeps expecting SJW stuff to creep in, and she's mildly surprised, and you will be too. I'm not going to tell you anything else except spoilers. And we have Sticks Hex and Hammer 666 also talking about YouTube may remove your channel's ability to be on trending or up next for wrong think. So he does go through his own little way of saying things, and his goes through the different changes that YouTube has been going. He does mention limited state like I did. In response to the thing that I was talking about before. So there is that. Alright, now, what people either anticipate or cringe about.
But wait! There's more!
And that would be Cancer with Callie! Dun 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 dun. And I'm going to die reading this article, and here we go. From SHAMELESSMag.com. What I am from Amethyst Tagny. I'm going to get some, let me take another sip. December 26, 2017. And here comes my British voice, because I am not going to read it like an SJW Valley girl. That shit even makes my head hurt. My name is... What? What? Oh, the troll, the troll. I forgot all about the damn troll. Thank you for reminding me. Yep, thank you for reminding me. Right. Let's come over here. Alright, we found something on Twitter last night that we had to actually look up to see if it was a thing before we go into the cancer stuff. And apparently it is a thing. And what I'm talking about is Twix pods and Snickers pods. You heard right. The Mars Chocolate Company has decided that it is going to troll the hell out of Tide and the Tide Pod Challenge. Oh, it's a thing, Callie. It's a thing. And they're selling them on Amazon. They're selling them on Amazon.com. Twix pods and Snickers pods are a thing. And if you look at the picture, they even have little swirls trying to make it look like the Tide Powers. Oh my gosh. The little Tide Pods. Oh my, the whole thing is ridiculously funny. It's absolutely wonderful. I think I'm going to order some. It's too good not to. It's too good not to. Yep, I need them too, Callie. I need them too. We need our Twix pods. I'd rather have nips. So to let you guys know, that is a thing. So if you guys saw that on Twitter last night, no, it was not photoshopped. It is actually a product that Mars Chocolate Company is making. Yep. And I'm gonna... And here we... Yep. Yep, and here we go. Pods with Mars, pods with Snickers, and pods with Twix. So here's the Mars pods, because, you know, equal opportunity and shit. There's the Mars bars pods. And for those of you that like a satisfying snack, had to work that in there, there's Snickers pods as well. So, yep, they are a thing that wasn't photoshopped. There you go. And now, Cancer with Callie, as my brain slowly melts into nothingness. My name is Amethyst, and I'm biracial. Don't get me wrong. I love that I have multiple heritages to call my own. It means I can relate to more people since I've had experiences as both... I can't do it in the English accent. My name is Amethyst. I am biracial. Don't get me wrong. I love that I have multiple heritages to call my own. It means I can relate to more people since I've had experiences with both a Hispanic and a white individual. Since I have the dark hair and eyes of my Puerto Rican Cuban mother and the lighter skin of my European father, I am usually seen as one or the other. However, my physical characteristics seem to trip up many people, having been asked what I am countless of times. I am an ethnicity, and at least one person has guessed what was my heritage. However, the question has always bothered me. Not only because being asked what I am made me feel like an object or some mysterious animal at the zoo, but because I wasn't quite sure myself. I know! I'm trying to do Latin and it comes out German. Worksies. It's a very hard accent for me to do, ironically enough. Ironically enough. What you mean? Recently, people have a ravenous interest in discovering who their ancestors are, and which ethnicities make up their DNA. They want to get back to their roots and develop a better understanding of the culture of their ancestors. This understanding can be tricky though when you are made up of more than one ethnicity. Although I can research each of my ethnicities, I don't feel like I truly have a claim to any one. People may treat me with a specific race in mind, but the entirety of my experience has not been the life of a Puerto Rican, Cuban, or European. It almost feels disingenuous to lay claim to any one of them since I don't really identify with a single one. Many people have even asked if I was adopted, which I find crazy since my mom and I are spitting images of one another, leading to a further sense of my unbelonging. You can even feel out of place within your own family. Quit making fun of my fucked up accent. Okay, continue, I don't care. Sometimes I feel like the color green. How the hell do you feel like a color? I'm not exactly yellow, not exactly blue, but an entirely different color. How the hell are you a color? How are you green? You're not Kermit the Frog. Green may be the product of two colors, but you don't see people going around saying, "My, what a lovely shade of half yellow, half blue." No, we see green as its own color, and that's exactly what I want to say when I am asked what I am. I am my own color. Better yet, I am human, just like everyone else. People aren't usually satisfied with that answer though. The human race likes to put things and people into boxes they can recognize. We really don't like the unknown, so when we see someone with an unfamiliar ethnicity, we instantly want to discover their heritage, myself included. Biracial people, aren't exempt from wanting to put labels on others and discovering what ethnicities a person is. We are all curious and nosy by nature. She got to the paint that comes in a can. Despite my riping, there are actually a ton of positives to being biracial. Science even backs this up. Research is showing that multiracial individuals have an aptitude for creative thinking and acceptance to new ideas. One study from the University of Hawaii and Manoa deduced that babies with more than one ethnicity were able to recognize different races faster than babies with only one. Researchers think this may be due to their exposure to people of varying races. This advanced recognition seems to continue on as they get older, according to one study from Duke. When biracial individuals were reminded of their heritage, they performed better on puzzles and tests than their monoracial counterparts. Diversity is shown to build better businesses and a fairer judicial systems in an era of government that's known to harbor racism as well. My family is white. This article makes me want to high-five her face. Yeah, Me too. Me too. Me too. Give it up for Nosy by Nature. Hip hop hooray. With the Batmobile. Oh my god. I do find it funny, though, as long as a person looks the part or what we perceive to be in line with a label. People will not try as hard to find which box you fit into. My brother comes to mind whenever I think of this phenomenon. We both have a Hispanic mom and a white dad, but he has fair skin, light hair, and light eyes. He doesn't look like he has an ounce of Puerto Rico or Cuban in him, except perhaps in summer since he can tan. But he's just as biracial as I am. This fact made me realize a while ago how subjective race is. Then why do you keep looking at race and color, you bitch? If you look white, you're white. If you look black, you're black. Sometimes biracial people themselves choose to identify with one ethnicity over another in an act known as passing to make themselves available to more opportunities. However, passing usually comes at a cost, with a severing of family ties and other things to keep their true ethnic origins a secret. In the end, it just goes to show that it doesn't matter who your parents are or who your ethnic makeup really is. Many people are only concerned with the superficial, and how you look already fits into a nice and understandable label. Then you are what you think you are. Yeah. Because she is green. Yeah, right? With this thought came a more freeing idea. What if what I am is subjective? Then I don't need to care what others think. I am who I believe I am. A writer. An artist. I am a daughter and sister. I love dogs and funny movies, and my race has nothing to do with it. Being Puerto Rican and Cuban didn't influence my work ethic, and being white didn't teach me how to be kind. The people around me did. I am free to make my own traditions and follow the ones that have been passed down to me. I think learning more about yourself, but I don't think it's necessary for everyone. My identity and culture derives from the people in my life and the country I was raised in. Not necessarily the country my ancestors were born. I may be biracial, but that's not what defines me. I am defined by my actions and beliefs, and not by what I am. God damn, it took you how long to figure out that you're not defined by where you come from, but who you are? Golly, woman, Jesus Christ, get over yourself. Shit. These people see race way too much. The only thing she got right is that Latin American and Hispanic things are not a race, they are an ethnicity, as a matter of fact. So, we are an ethnicity without a race. We can be white, we can be black, we can be mulatto, mestizo, a mixture of everything. And the real thing that people aren't paying attention to is the fact that, it's virtually impossible to find somebody that's 100% one thing. We're all an amalgam of different ethnicities and backgrounds. We all come from different walks of life, depending on our family tree, our DNA, and where it leads. Our histories are not purely white or purely black. We are not all European in some senses. We are not all Latin American in some senses. We are not all black. We're all mixed. And they just fail to see that. But you must be a race. You must have a place to belong, goddammit. If being who I am means I don't belong anywhere, then I'll be happy with that. I'll be completely happy with that. Because we're all made up of different races, backgrounds, and ethnicities. If we were all able to do an accurate DNA test to trace back our roots, we would probably find that we're a little bit of everything from everywhere. And now for the live stream announcements. He's probably started talking by now. Tonka Saw at 11 a.m. has his Kumite. All times are Eastern Standard Time. At 2 p.m., Wrenilations with Reading Wren on her channel. The Ghost is taking a massive crap on Drunken Uncle's channel on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grab a beer and hang out with Jason on Hellcats at 8. Penina Plays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Penina on her channel is going to be playing Don't Starve Together. And I will also be on that stream with her playing Don't Starve Together for the first time. So if you want to see us stumble through Don't Starve Together, be on Penina's Twitch channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ranting Monkey is hosting Lords of the Night at 9, and at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Minions of the Zoo is doing their live stream. So those are your live... Ooh, 16 people watching. Ooh, cool. Those are your live stream announcements. So be on the lookout for those. I will try and schedule out announcements between 15 to 20 minutes before the games, before those live streams start, to give you guys plenty of time to get ready. Sometimes only 5, but if you follow me on Twitter, you will see those announcements. So, as always, my friends, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a wicked, wonderful, and wacky Wednesday. Take care, my coffee nuts.